I really did feel like Tom Brady out there because I feel like I couldn't run very fast.
I'm a size beachfront property.
Yeah. Size 3 bed, 2 bath.
But that guy just doesn't give an F. I love him.
That's interesting. So it's like a two-sided coin. If you don't have enough of it, you want to kill yourself. If you have too much of it, you want to kill yourself.
And I like crouch down a little bit and then I just get sucker punched right in the temple. Welcome back, everybody, to the Since 96 podcast. We're your hosts, Sam,
Alex,
Tyson.
We have a very serious podcast for you today. Just kidding, but we're trying something new. We're going to do on Mondays, we're going to be posting, I don't know what to call it, a more serious podcast.
It's more like self-helpy, self-development, all that stuff. A 27-year-old trying to make it in life would want to listen to.
Helping you get back to the grind Monday morning. And then on Fridays, we're going to be posting more lighthearted, letting our hair down for the weekend, if you will.
Weekends are for the boys, you know?
Take your bra off. You know?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But sweet relief.
Oh, man.
So today, we're going to fill you in on our week. We're going to give you some life tips and maybe go into a deep dive if we have some time.
All right. So since we last spoke, guess what happened?
What happened, Alex?
So I went surfing, and inevitably, when I go surfing more than 3 times, I will get injured.
3 times a day?
No, just like every 3rd time I go surfing.
Oh.
Seems like I get hurt. So we're out surfing at Rockies, and this is a pretty shallow spot. And the reef, you know, you're walking on top of it, and there's like a foot of water on top. And you have to get past this break. There's a ton of white water. It's kind of scary to get out. And my one problem with surfing is that I'm too anxious to just get out there. Like, I'm really excited to just be out there and just be sitting, waiting for the waves to come. And so, all was well at first. I'm walking on the reef, and then all this white water hits. I try, like, diving under, and then that's when it kind of went wrong. And I'm trying to dive under in like a foot of water with this big wave crashing on top of me. It threw me, of course, onto my back and just scraped me against the reef. So I had 5 big scratches on my back. Finally get out there, caught a couple waves. It was fun. And then I went back out. Literally 30 seconds of me walking on the reef, a wave hits and just kind of knocks me over. And my Achilles on my left leg just rams into this pokey thing. A lot of pokey things. I lift my leg out of the water, and there's just a ton of these sea urchin rods sticking out of my Achilles. And it was super painful. I was limping back onto the beach. Rhea actually helped me pull out some of the bigger ones. And then I was debating what I was going to do. I just decided to go home and
Cry.
Yeah, cry first, and then soak in the bath in hot water with vinegar. And that kind of helped. And then I went out surfing later with Sam.
Yeah, that was sick.
On the beach, we're all talking about how Alex is Cody Maverick.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
He stepped on me. This guy was dancing on me.
This guy was dancing on me.
Broken, gone, broken. I was so mad because last
the lifeguard
time
helping him out.
Yeah.
Tyson was
I should
talking
have
about
gone in
how,
and peed on him.
dude, Tyson was talking about how he wanted to be Cody Maverick, not me. So I was just so mad.
Unfortunately, you're kind of getting the worst part about being Cody Maverick.
I know.
Minus
Not the
big
surfing
barrels.
skills.
Yeah, just stepping on sea urchins and not getting barreled.
And no cute penguin girlfriend. Like, what the heck?
Just falling off the waves, getting trashed.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. Honestly, I forgot that sea urchins were a thing. It was not a fear I had. And now it is.
New fear unlocked.
New fear unlocked.
Talk about the worst little sea creature ever. It's just a spike ball. Just in the water,
And it just,
on the reef.
like, you can't pull it out either. Like, that's unrealistic with this show in Surf's Up where they like pull it out. It's like they just break. It's like super brittle.
They all break.
Yeah.
So I had probably 15 plus of those things just broken in my skin, and I'm just hoping they dissolved. They're supposed to dissolve with the help of vinegar and hot water, but who knows? It's doing a lot better now. It's still a little sore, but I was limping for 2 days. So,
Jeez, dude. The squad's getting torn up. I just thought about that. Devin got his face smashed in by his board. Alex is stepping on sea urchins. Jake just jacked up his tailbone.
He's okay.
We
He
gotta
just
stay
had
out
to
of the
poop
water.
really bad after.
I
That's
don't
what
know,
he
dude.
was saying. He's like, dude.
I don't know, dude. That could affect him. I'm not even kidding you, and I really hope this isn't true. It could affect him the rest of his friggin' life, or for years.
I told him
dude.
that yesterday.
Dude, it's like a sad thought. Okay, Jess, my wife, was sandboarding. You ever been sandboarding on sand dunes?
Yeah.
It's like snowboarding, but on the sand. She was sandboarding and she was cruising down, and then she like tried to stop, so she turned from like going vertical to horizontal, and her board slipped out, and she just fell really hard on her butt on the super packed sand, and it was like winter was coming. So I think some of the sand was even like maybe a little bit frozen.
Oof.
Anyway, she's just like, oh man, that hurt. And she's like, I could feel that like going up my spine. Like that really hurt. And it has been probably 4 years now. And her tailbone is still killing her like every day.
Whoa.
Dude, it's super heavy.
Has she done anything to like?
Try to do physical therapy, gone to doctors, got
Chiropractors.
x-rays, went to the chiropractor. Stuff helps, but nothing has been able to
Just
like solve it. I don't know. It might be a slip disc, might be something. We've never gotten like an MRI. Anyway, hope that doesn't happen to Jake.
No, he said it, like skeletally he's fine. It just for some reason made him poop, man. Like he said instantly he hit and he's just like, I'm about to crap my pants.
he just loses all ability to hold his poop in. He just starts pooping himself.
I'm like, dude, when you're like old and 70, like,
He just
and
gets
you can't control yourself, you'll know why.
He just gets IBS from this. Can you imagine? Well, your brother, I was with your brother,
Yeah.
and he fell on his tailbone super hard.
Surfing?
Yeah, out at Koalos.
Getting out to surf. It wasn't even,
Oh,
He
sad.
slipped on a jetty,
yeah.
fell, and hit his butt really hard on the jetty on a rock. And my first thought was like, he's done. The rest of his life is over.
Oh.
Dude, I thought he for sure broke his tailbone, and that can just jack you up for.
Even just
Sitting on a
bruising your
donut.
tailbone is freaking gnarly because there's no comfortable position. Standing hurts. You can't sit. Laying down, you just have to kind of be on your side all the time. Like, there's no good thing.
You just don't come back from back injuries, dude. I'm convinced. You're
Yeah.
just never the same after a back injury. Like, think about Nick.
We need
Just-
to knock on some wood.
I know, right?
Freaking,
Seriously. Gosh, heavy stuff.
heavy stuff. Well, Tyson, I think you were.
Same surf session out there. Did not get slapped on my tailbone or by a sea urchin. I actually got a really good wave. I was scared for sure because it was a bigger day. A little bit out of my comfort zone. But I got a really big right. And I was just like trying to get barreled the whole day and like didn't get any barrels. But that night I had this dream where I pulled into a left and like everything is in slow motion in my dream. And I'm just like seeing the exit and be like, okay, I just got to do a little pump and like come out. I'm like, oh, I just got barreled. Just made it out. And I remember having this thought in my dream of like, at least this time it's not just in my dreams.
Such a bummer. Such a letdown.
I know. Just to wake up later and be like, dang it.
Can you imagine if I was dreaming right now?
Dude,
Dang
you've had so many barrel dreams in the past
I have a
couple weeks.
lot of barrel dreams. I think about it often. And it
Gosh, you
sneaks
have
in
cool
there.
dreams. All my dreams suck.
It's kind of a weird dream though, because I got barreled and like came out and everything. And I was like, that was cool. But it wasn't like as fulfilling of a feeling as I thought it would be.
Mm.
Even in my dream, I was like, oh, that was okay. But then I went into shore and Aubrey was on shore and she's like, yo, that was amazing. Like, you made it out. That was sick. And then I was like, yeah.
Because somebody saw it.
I know. If a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes. No question. Makes a sound.
No. Agree.
Yeah. Had a fun barrel dream.
Love it.
That's cool. I've been getting I wouldn't say close. I wouldn't say close at all to getting barrel, but I can feel it. So I've been on, actually that same day at Rockies, I was on 2 waves. They're both rights, where I felt the water like standing up.
Jack up and.
But it kind of freaks me out. And so
Yeah.
rather than just like slow down and like try to let it curl over, I'm like getting out of there. But I'm thinking about it while on the wave, which I feel like is progress.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, all the time. I always outrun it. I'm always
Yeah.
like, it's so against your instincts to be like, let me slow down while this thing comes close to like punching me in the face over shallow reef. Your
Yeah.
instinct is like, get out of here.
Yeah. For some reason, I just don't want to do that. But I do.
Dude, because I've got smacked in the head by that lip multiple times.
Yeah.
Being like, this is it. And I like crouch down a little bit, and then I just get sucker punched right in the temple.
Especially because for us, we're not like trying to get in big barrels. Because I feel like big barrels, like you're going to clear it, but it's scary to be in big waves. But in like little barrels, we're
Yeah,
like,
on a 4-foot wave or whatever.
yeah, you have to crouch down and be so little to get in there.
Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it. I've got sucker punched. Who wants to talk about us getting skunked?
Tyson.
Who wrote that down?
Oh, well,
I didn't
wrote
write it down.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, that was like the first time since being out here that I've gone out to go surf and then just haven't even touched the water
Didn't even
because it
get
was
in.
so bad. I mean, normally if it was bad like that, I would still just send it, but it was really bad.
Not a soul was out on the North Shore.
Yeah. We all woke up early. We were all having second thoughts about it. It just went anyways at like 6 a.m. And the current was just ripping. It was good size. If it was cleaner conditions, it would have been sweet, but it just was not good.
Yeah, and when no one is out on the North Shore, it's best not to go out.
Yeah.
There's a reason. If there's
We're gonna-
anything that's like somewhat rideable, there's got to be people out there. Yeah. Good
Yeah, I
call that we
couldn't-
didn't go for
I
it.
couldn't believe there was nobody out. I've never seen that. We checked 3 different spots
Yeah.
and not a soul out there. I've never seen that. It was wild. Freaking sucked.
Yeah, I wasn't about to find out why.
You know, we've been dreaming about a day where we're the only ones out there.
Yeah.
Then the
That could have been our
opportunity
day.
came.
That could have been our day.
Just drowning out there.
Just get sucked
There's
out
like
to
a-
sea.
Super weird sandbar. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Screw that. Well, the Turkey Bowl was yesterday.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
People that watch this will be like, what, months from now?
This isn't like January.
Sorry, we're catching up on production.
This will actually be posted like Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas as well. But also, Happy Thanksgiving. We had the Turkey Bowl yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it because I just thought it was hilarious, and I'm sure that other people can relate to this, is during the Turkey Bowl, we were all on the same team the second half. That's
At one point, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same
we had
team.
like 2 different games going on, and there was one part where I caught an amazing pass over Alex and scored, but we won't get into detail about that.
I'll get into detail about my touchdown over Sam.
I don't.
Beautiful catch and run.
I don't
think-
remember that.
Yeah, I don't think
That's funny.
Okay.
that was probably a dream.
Yes.
Like my barrel dreams.
Alex was like, I had a dream where I caught a touchdown.
Sam's touchdown was literally a nightmare for me. It wasn't a dream. I mean, it was a dream.
It was awesome.
Just a bad one.
No, but what I wanted to say is that we were on a team where we had this, it was like 6 20-year-olds and 3 40-year-olds and 1 12-year-old playing. And the 12-year-old was adamant that he was Tom Brady. And every play was like, I'm quarterback. Guys, go long. And we would all run, and then he would throw it 3 yards to his dad, who was hiking him the ball.
Oh, man.
I wanted to lose my shiz. And then
Kid
they
doesn't
would,
weigh more than 60 pounds.
oh my gosh, he was tiny, and he was wearing gloves, and I wanted to kill him.
He did try to throw it long once. The ball made it like halfway and the other team intercepted
Pick six every time.
quite easily.
Yeah. It's just really crazy when I was getting subbed in to play quarterback and I was looking good. That doesn't happen. Like when I was our Messiah, that's how you know that kid was not doing well. I would be like, all right, kid, give me the ball. I'm going to be quarterback. I'd throw it to Alex. We gain 40 yards, you know.
Oh my
I'd throw it
gosh.
to Tyson. He'd run all the way down, no problem. I'd throw it to Hunter. We would get these yards down because I'm throwing to athletic 20-year-olds. I'm not a 12-year-old kid throwing to his asthmatic father who can run 2 steps. Which is just, I mean, that is just the turkey bowl every turkey bowl in a nutshell. You have people
the
from all
frustration.
ages trying to relive glory days or that are
And
really
granted, we're playing against a bunch of high schoolers who are in sports and are wearing cleats.
Oh my
Some
gosh.
gloves, you know, like
and if that's not even more turkey bowl vibes, is that we were on mud
mud.
in running shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Just sliding about.
I did slip. I don't know if you can see this little guy. Got this nice
Aw.
scrape. But it was worth it because I scored twice.
Oh.
And that's all I care about.
Dang.
Yeah.
I would have scored over 20 points in fantasy. So pick me.
So pick me.
I mean, I was throwing some bombs, but I'm not here to brag.
I am. It's the one time of year you can brag about football.
That's so true. I'm terrible at football, but I was stoked. I had a good time.
Made me want to join a rec league.
Made me want to try out for the NFL.
Just I could have gone pro.
I could have gone pro.
That's what I was
I didn't
thinking
even
the
play
whole
in high
time.
school pretty much.
Dude,
but-
I really did feel like Tom Brady out there because I feel like I couldn't run very fast and I wasn't doing much for the team except for when I got subbed in as quarterback, and then I could throw a few bombs and that was about it.
We were rotating between that kid, another old guy, and Sam as QB.
I don't
pretty
know
much.
how that other old guy ever got his hands on that ball. I
Yeah,
was like, what?
but it got to the point where if those other two were QBs, I would like walk 2 steps when they hiked the ball because I knew they weren't gonna throw it to me, or if I did run, they weren't gonna be able to get the ball to me. So
Oh, yeah.
then Sam would go back, like, oh, I'm actually
Time
running
to
around
go.
this time.
Time to run a
Jeez.
route.
I know, it would have been really fun. If I was more mean, I would have been like, all right, I'm all-time QB because that's what the other team did. They just
Yeah.
had a QB the whole time, but I didn't want to ruin this
A
kid's.
guy with cleats. They put
Yeah.
him in and he was QB the whole time and they smoked us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no competition. But that's Thanksgiving turkey bowls for you. It's basically jungle ball out there.
you gotta love it.
Yeah.
I wish there were more adult league, like recreation type things.
I think most places have more.
Yeah,
Just Hawaii's.
North Shore of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I have that itch, you know, and it hasn't
To, like,
been
play
scratched.
sports.
To get competitive.
Yeah, just be really competitive, play sports, just anything physical. Like it felt good to just run around, not for exercise. It's just different,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, totally.
I'm so flippin' sore on like my back from throwing, I think.
My
Your
hip
back is sore from
flexors,
throwing?
Yeah.
dude, my hip flexors are on fire.
Yeah.
They're just crazy sore.
I tried to work out this morning. I tried to do some split squats. And I was like almost failing squats because I like
Oh,
my hip flexors were like pulling and like cramping mid squat. And I was like, no.
dude, no
Yeah,
way.
dude, I think just the motion of just like turning your whole body like that.
You never
is-
do that.
I never do that.
Never.
And then all of a sudden to
Yeah.
just be like as fast as I can, just like,
I think you still got it. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, whenever I play volleyball after not playing for a long time, my abs start to hurt a ton
Yeah.
because you're going up and snapping on that ball and you don't realize it. And
How
then
much you're using it.
next day you're like, oh, my stomach. What the? Weird. We're getting old and out of shape.
Oh my gosh, it's hitting us.
This is 27.
This is 27.
Creeping up on 30.
Which they did when we were splitting up teams. One of the older guys were like, all right, who are the, because he said young bucks versus old bucks or something.
Yeah.
We're like, well, who's
Geezers.
old? He's like 25 and up. We're like,
Oh,
sad.
wait, you mean 30, right?
yeah.
Not 25.
Oh, man.
Yeah, 100%. But it was good. Great Thanksgiving. No complaints.
You guys get some good food?
Great
enough.
food. Grateful to all the women who cooked all the food. I don't know if you cooked anything. Yeah, me neither. I didn't cook jack. Jess was friggin' slaving away forever, making bread and pumpkin
Dude, her
rolls.
stuff was like crack. Oh my gosh, that pasta bread thing.
Bread went hard.
Did she like sprinkle sugar on top?
No, I think it was salt.
It was just salt.
I think so. Some other stuff. Some
Cocaine.
rosemary.
You know.
There must have
It
been a
was
little cocaine on there.
focaccia bread.
Dude,
So good.
focaccia's good. Super good.
It like looked okay, and then I took a bite, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
It went super hard. She had some balsamic vinegar out to dip it in, but I don't think many people did it. But it was really good if you did that.
I missed out,
Yeah, I don't think anybody really realized what it was.
What were your top dishes you had yesterday?
dude.
Top 2.
The Thanksgiving me and Sam went to was absolutely popping. Like every single dish was so good. If I could pick 2, I have to say my wife's mac and cheese. But my wife's mac and cheese was actually really bomb.
The mac and cheese was so good.
Yeah, that slays. And I don't know. Probably that bread, honestly.
Bread was
Your
super
wife's
good.
bread.
Bella made like what was it? It was some sort of little like quiche in a little.
Oh, yeah.
It was like goat cheese and pepper jelly in like a little bread flaky croissant thing. I don't know if that's what
It was a
quiche
crazy
is.
concoction.
I
But
actually have no idea what a quiche is.
quiche is like
Doesn't
eggs.
sound like it.
Eggs
Oh.
and spinach and all
Okay,
that.
it was not a quiche at all. It was like cheese,
It was like
pepper
a
jelly.
croissant.
I don't know what it was. It was super good. I
It's
loved
like
that thing.
waffles.
I almost didn't grab one because I was scared of it at first because it looked a little funny. But I was
Dude, something about that just like said Thanksgiving though, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it was like the jelly in it. I don't know. But that was good.
Gabby made a really good roast.
Nice.
That one went hard. I like roast so much more than turkey or ham.
Their turkey was good though.
Yeah, I like the turkey as well. I had the
They
turkey.
did really good at keeping that turkey moist, which is hard. to do.
Yeah. Yeah, turkey's always so dry. What about you?
Yeah, I went down to my brother's in town. I love the candy yams,
Yeah,
Mm,
the
with
sweet
marshmallows
potatoes,
on
with
top.
marshmallows.
marshmallows, and this one was like some brown, like caramelized brown sugar or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those always hit. Loved those. And probably the rainbow jello, dude. I'm just a sweet tooth, you know. Everything's sweet.
Did you guys make the jello?
No,
Oh.
we made mashed potatoes, green bean casserole. Mac made both of those, and then I made the peanut butter chocolate Rice Krispie treats.
Dude, I love green bean casserole if it's done right. But I love that one. I don't know what it is.
That's a
What's
good
funny
one.
is I used to hate all Thanksgiving dishes as a kid.
Oh,
Literally,
yeah.
I hated stuffing, turkey, green bean casserole, and now I love like all of them, pretty much. Especially if they're done right, you know.
As soon as like you're cooking for yourself, anything that's cooked by someone else for you hits so different.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is.
I honestly felt so bad. I mean, Jess made a lot, but we showed up and there was just this huge island.
And
just-
everyone made it look so beautiful
and it
too.
was all so good, and I was like, I didn't touch. a
Dude, we
single
came with
thing.
like our cookie sheet of zucchini, and we're like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
Man.
holy crap!
Yeah, that's funny. No, it was really cool. There's a picture of it somewhere, but yeah, it was a great Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Super good.
And I think that concludes since we spoke.
I think so. Unless you want to do.
Oh, Jason's appointment. Oh, my bad. Totally
Well,
missed that.
It was just funny. I mean, it was his 12-month appointment. He got some shots. It was really sad. But on the chart for his weight and height, his weight has gone up a little bit. He's in the 70th percentile now. And for height, he is still above the 99th percentile, whatever that means.
I wonder why.
And they said
So weird.
they said he's tracking. His average height is like a 21-month baby.
That's almost 2 years.
Yeah. So
And
he's
he's a
like the
year
average
old.
height of a 21-month baby at 12 months. So I just thought it was pretty funny.
That's funny. Have they told you yet, like, what he's projected to hit, or is that like way later down the road?
They haven't told me. Have they done that with Torin at all?
No, Rhea and I are so average on our height. Like, she's 5'6", I'm 6 foot. We're like,
Yeah, super.
I feel like that stuff is all speculation when they're like, they should be like 200 pounds. But it's like, what?
Yeah, I remember I was old enough to know what it meant. So I was definitely older when they were like, if he stays on track, he'll hit, I forget what they told me. It was above 6. It was like 6'3".
Yeah, one of my buddies in high school, they said he's going to be a 300-pound man. And he was way lighter, 190 pounds. Healthy.
300 pounds?
Yeah. Like, oh, that's, he's going to be that heavy.
There's so much that goes into like factors that go into your height, like genetically, and then like reaching your genetic potential too. Like if you eat really good as like a small infant and stuff, you'll grow taller throughout life.
Dude, I feel bad for kids who have parents that don't care what they eat, and then they just get like obese at like age 5. I'm like, you know how hard it is going to be for them to come back from that?
Yeah, how that affects them later on with
Oh
weight
my
gain and
gosh.
stuff.
I'm like, it's hard enough to stay in shape when I was like a skinny kid growing up. I can't imagine if I was like fighting off an extra 100 pounds of weight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
Yeah, dude. Feed
It's
your
like,
kids some vegetables.
Feed them less. Feed them
Portion control.
healthier foods.
Well, it's probably because the parents themselves aren't doing portion control or eating healthy foods.
That's weird. If you eat less processed foods, like if you eat less like sugar and candy and all that, other foods start tasting better to you.
Mm.
Like, so like Rhea and I don't eat a lot of sugar, and we can just like cut up a bell pepper and just eat it raw without anything. And it's honestly delicious. But I remember when I was like younger, eating a bell pepper being like, this is disgusting. But like, it just tastes, the natural stuff starts to taste better the more you eat it. Cause like, it's almost like, I don't really know how to describe it.
No, that's a real thing. Like I went off sugar a couple times now. Every time I do, you just get your taste buds back.
Yeah.
You know?
It gets like dulled out because it's so intense.
Yeah. I've always hated dark chocolate because I've had such a sweet tooth until the first time I did keto. And then you cut out all sugar. You finally have a piece of 90% dark chocolate. And just the little bit of sugar in there, you're like, this tastes amazing. And then you get off of it and you have like a milk chocolate. And it's just so overbearing.
Yeah, it's like too much all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. You just get used to it. Sodas start to taste very chemically. Like they just taste weird.
You can sort it out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
More cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that for salt. Because I feel like in America, we salt everything. I don't know if that's ever other places. Never actually been anywhere else. I just said America. But I feel like we salt everything here, and I've heard people who just try. They're like, I've just given up. Like, I don't salt anything, and then when you do salt stuff, it just like is too much for you all of a sudden. But if you put salt on everything, then you're just so accustomed to it. I don't know.
I mean, we add salt and sugar to everything. All my international teammates that came over here to play volleyball, they all were just in shell shock the first couple months they were here with all the food we ate. They're like, everything is so sweet. And then by the end of their 4 years, they're just grubbing down on everything else like us.
Welcome to America, baby.
Reese's and all the candies. They're like, this is amazing.
Damn straight.
We're just
freedom.
Messing them up.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, man.
Oops. All right,
All right.
Tyson, say it again.
What did I say? And that concludes our segment of Since We Spoke.
Beautiful. This next segment, we're going to hop into some life tips. Give you some unsolicited advice from some 27-year-olds.
Unsolicited advice. We should just name it that. Unsolicited advice.
Yeah, I like that. Here's my advice. Preparation is everything. We filmed our podcast last week, and it was terrible.
Don't say that. I'm going to watch it. Well, too late.
Too late. No, we just did not come prepared at all. I think sometimes we think it's just going to happen. And we showed up. Actually, Tyson was somewhat prepared. Me and Sam just weren't at all. And then...
A loser. Freaking did his homework.
But then it came time to like talk about stuff, and we just had nothing. And then we're just all scattered all over the place.
I feel like even if one of us is more prepared, it helps. But I was like the least prepared too. But like than I have been.
I just said you were prepared.
I know, but even then, it was like the least I had prepared.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Just in anything. Comedy. Damn.
Gonna be great. Just wait.
No. Yeah, just prepare. Just prep. That's it.
Very true.
I have a health tip. You guys ever heard of mouth taping?
Yes.
Seen the ads on Instagram.
You've seen those ads? Okay, so those are BS. I
Wait,
mean,
maybe-
so
maybe
mouth
I-
taping in general is yes, but I'll talk about
You talking
those
about
ads
nose
later.
breathing? Or
yeah, like nose breathing and all that stuff. I remember seeing it looked like it went pretty viral. Of what's his name? Huberman.
Huberman?
Yeah, he talked about it a lot, like nose breathing and stuff. And some like little girl who had like nasal allergies because of a mouse she had, and she was breathing out of her mouth. And you could see like her face like start to change, and then they like would tape her mouth at night, and they got rid of the mouse, and her allergies went away, and her face like went back to being like this pretty little girl. And it's all just like from nose breathing and stuff. And I'm definitely a mouth breather. So I remember seeing that, being like, whoa. And I started taping my mouth at night when I sleep. And number one, I naturally breathe out of my nose a lot more than it is. I don't think my face has changed at all. Maybe it has. Maybe we need to see like a 2020 photo of me versus now. Cheekbones are just like,
Yeah, is that when you started?
no.
2020?
No, I actually just started.
Oh.
But just to like a
Yeah.
past picture.
Gotcha.
Started earlier this year doing it. But yeah, I started getting ads for those guys, the hostage tape,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like meant for guys with like beards or whatever. But it's like you get like 30 of them, so it's like a month's supply of it, and it's like $30 or something. Oh, I was gonna bring
It's like $1 a night.
yeah, so $1 a night just for some tape that supposedly does better on your beard or whatever. But I just found like this $2 thing of tape, like medical tape, that does the trick just fine. And it's lasted me like 3 months, and I'm still not even halfway through it.
That's awesome.
I'm like,
Could sell it.
these people,
Oh, dude, it's all just
my
all
gosh,
just to make a buck.
makes
Come
me
on now.
mad.
Come on now.
So
Clever marketing.
Yeah.
I was trying to look because my strength coach in college had us do conditioning for a few weeks while only breathing through our nose.
Yeah.
And for some guys, he duct taped their mouths if you saw them like open them. And he just talked about how, well, he had read this book. I was trying to find it. I don't know what it's called. It's like Why We Breathe or How We Breathe or something. I'll hit him up for it. But talks about how all mammals, they all breathe through their nose. We're the only ones that actively breathe. And if you look at like a dog, you can say, well, they breathe, right?
Through their mouth.
Through their mouth. But they're actually panting to cool themselves down. They're not using that to get
Oh.
oxygen in them. And so
Are we panting then?
we can pant, like if you're doing really hard exercise, that's definitely a thing. But most of the time, we're just sitting here on the couch, like mouth wide open, just mouth breathing. Like we're meant to breathe through the nose. And that's why if you push up on your nose, you should be able to breathe a lot easier. It's because, yeah, that passageway is... Ooh, zoom in on that. It's like reshaped and reformed with us breathing through our mouth. But the gnarliest thing happened is when you exercise and you can't breathe through your mouth, I started profusely sweating. Just absolutely out of my mind. You should try it next workout.
Weird.
You
no,
can't...
I've run
'cause you
with
just
like
get
only
overheated.
nose breathing. Whenever I run, I just like.
Bang.
But if I go too fast and I feel like I have to mouth breathe, I just slow down and just
Mhm.
like do a pace where I can just nose breathe.
Yeah.
Um,
That was his thing. We were doing these like nonstop circuits. He said, your exertion, you need to be at like an 8. So he said if you just go a little bit harder, then you'd have to open your mouth to breathe. So just stay like right behind that. So like max out your nose breathing. So try it.
Hmm.
Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
Well,
But I have noticed mouth taping. I sleep a lot better.
Really?
I sleep way deeper, and I just feel more rested when I wake up and stuff. And all the time I'll like forget to tape my mouth, and I like every time I like don't sleep nearly as well. I don't feel nearly as rested the next day.
Have you tried the nose strips before?
I don't understand those.
So it's the same thing as, did you guys feel a difference if you pushed up and breathing?
Yeah.
Like it's easier to breathe. So that's just supposed to kind of tape this back and make it more clear for you. And so then while you're sleeping, supposedly, then you're just supposed to naturally not open your mouth because you're getting oxygen easier.
That's why Hormozy always has those on. Like in all
Yeah,
his
kind
videos.
of. Yeah, he's talked about it before. He just like can't breathe very well, and so he always wears them.
Films his videos and they're on
But
there.
also to like
I feel like
kind of
it's a gimmick
branding
at this point.
thing for him
Yeah.
too.
Like-
But that guy just doesn't give an F. Love him.
Just in his white tank top. Talking about making millions.
Coolest guy ever.
the legend. You done?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm actually gonna change mine. My life tip was about imposter syndrome, but I feel like I've talked about that before, and y'all get the idea. I have a different life tip for you guys. I was talking about this with Jess. So I started doing photography recently, and I cannot tell you how many great pictures are ruined because just so often when we look down, when we look to the side, when we're excited, people tuck their chin back.
The double chin.
Cannot tell you how many amazing photos I've had to delete because people were showing their double chin.
Oh man.
I'm convinced that probably day one of model school is, I don't care what you do, you keep your chin out. So my life tip is if you're ever taking photos or having photos taken of you, yeah, think about your smile and stuff. But if it's, I would say even more so, worry about where your chin is. If you're looking down, still stick your chin out. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's happened in every single shoot that I've done with every single person, both male and female. At some point, they're looking down or
I
looking
know when I
at each
laugh
other.
at something for sure, I'm always like, hee hee.
It's maddening because they're always like, I think it's a lot was with kids. They're always like looking like this, and I'm like, who cares? Get right in their face if you have to.
Alex and I are just guilty.
Honestly, I don't. You guys was so long ago, I don't even remember. Honestly, I'm sure there were, but I'm dead serious. Every single photo shoot, there has been multiple photos that were amazing, but the husband or the wife, someone was doing this.
Tucking that chin in.
I think it's more so the husbands, unfortunately. But
I've actually gotten that tip before. My aunt is like, she was a pretty big model for a while, and like she would talk about that. So I'm pretty sure it is taught
There we go.
day one.
day one,
That's a nugget right there.
there we go.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Uh,
Watch out, world. About to look a lot hotter in all my pictures.
Keep those chins
Mouth
out,
tape
people.
and keep those chins out.
Then you just suck your cheeks in and get that Chad face.
Oh! Dang! Daniel. Handsome Squidward has entered the chat.
Yeah,
Handsome Squidward.
Dude.
Holy,
This-
he became a different person.
Who
That's Chad, dude. You haven't met him?
You're a freaking skinwalker. What the
is
heck?
that? Do you use that when you knock doors?
All the time.
That would be a jump
You do
scare.
not. You actually do.
No, dude.
Freaking way.
No way.
Dude,
Just
you would
opens the door.
slay. Your conversion rates through the roof. Oh my gosh, especially.
All these 70-year-old ladies like, oh my gosh,
I'll
come
sign
in.
whatever you want. That was good,
I'll
though.
take every solar panel.
Someone's been rehearsing that in the shower.
Man, I talk to my mirror the most.
I believe you.
Your mirror knows all your deep dark secrets.
Cool. I'm good on life tips. Do some deep dives, people. Just how deep we can dive.
I don't know how deep we can dive with this one, but this is in preparation for future segments, something that we can dive deep on and come if we do our homework.
Extra prepared.
If we come extra prepared and have something to talk about. So have you guys ever heard of the 4-hour work week?
Yes.
I don't know about you. I want to work 4 hours a week and make enough.
I'll say. Sounds.
Have you read it before, Tyson?
I haven't. You've actually
Oh.
read it before?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you got a lot more to say about it than I do.
It's a great book. It changed my way of thinking about things. What's really crazy about it is it was written before COVID.
Yeah, like 2008, right?
Yeah, like a long time ago. And a lot of, if you just read it now, some of the things are like more obvious. Like he was big on try to work from home type thing.
Mm.
And that wasn't a thing back then. You know, no one worked from home
Yeah.
or worked remotely. And his whole thing was becoming like a work from home, work from anywhere type person where you can travel and automate, hire virtual assistants, and basically automate every little menial task and just focus on the big stuff. Great book though. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, it's about like switching up your perspective on like your career path and what you really want in the end. I feel like when I think about career path, I think about like climbing the corporate ladder. And so it's a totally like mindset change from that. And like I went like most of last week just thinking about it. Every time I was sitting there working, I'm like, it's been more than 4 hours.
Also,
Dang.
if you are doing something you really love, it's not going to feel like work.
Yeah.
I know I've dumped in more time into this podcast than 4 hours
True.
a week, and it doesn't feel like it because I just like doing it, you know?
Yeah, you don't get burnt out.
Totally. No, I think I still would want, like, honestly, only working 4 hours a week sounds like really boring. I feel like I would get bored of that. I almost want more. I feel like I would put more on my plate. Jess and I were talking with someone that was talking about their rental property and how much their rental property was going to bring in. And they were like, I won't have to work.
Whoa.
Like once this goes short term, like Airbnb, like I'll probably easily be making 6 figures. They're like, yeah, I probably just like won't work anymore. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I would love to just not have to work anymore. But then I thought about days where I don't work and the day goes by so fast and I feel unaccomplished. And I feel like that was just a waste of a day. I didn't do anything. I slept in, I had nowhere to be. But on days where I'm productive and I have something that I need to get done and then I get that thing done, don't you just feel like way more accomplished afterwards?
Yeah, I think what it's really gearing towards is freeing up your time to be able to work towards things you actually want to work towards. Like the 4 hours are things to like help you have shelter, like roof over your head, food on the table, and not feel like you have to, like you have to go do something or else like your family's gonna starve. You know, and you can like actually focus on things that you want to pursue in life. You know, that'll make a difference.
Got a little story time about a mentor of mine. He retired at 30. So he won the financial game very early on, right? Doing a few different things, but partway into his 30s, he decided that he's just going to be done with trying to make money and do these things because he saw like he had enough money to, you know, just cruise through life. So he said, you know what? Stepping down from this company, I'm shutting down this business, just all responsibilities he was letting go of. And for, he said 2.5 years, he went on a crazy spending spree and just bought every little toy you could ever think of. Every like GoPro, I want it. Drone, I want it. Jet ski, I'm going to do it. You know, just everything. He just went, bought it, tried it, did it. And he said after that period of time, he said he felt the most empty in his life. He said he went into such a dark place because all of a sudden he started questioning everything about life because he had all the money he could ever desire and every material thing that he could ever want. And once he had all of that, he just started questioning his purpose for living day to day, you know? Started questioning his relationship with his family. And at that point, he said, it's weird because you can't complain about your problems because all your friends are just like, why are you complaining? You have millions of dollars. Like, don't complain to me. I'm worried about paying my rent this month. So he said, you literally have to pay someone to listen to you about your problems. How messed up and distorted is all of that?
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, he had to find and rehash it out with like a psychiatrist and stuff, different and higher purposes in life. And he was just trying to get it through my head. Just, it's not about money. And it is about finding like higher things. But he just talks about filling your day with just purpose, you know? Because I think it's hard for us to imagine. I mean, yeah, let's just try to imagine it. If you had $1 trillion in the bank, what are you doing? What does your day to day look like? You know?
Yeah.
You've done all the fun things.
Yeah, I literally have no idea.
Like, are you still doing photography? You're not doing it for money. So, like, are you?
I would like to say yes because I really enjoy it and I like eating, but I don't know. If I had all the money in the world, probably not. Probably not.
That's interesting. Like digital marketing is totally like mostly money motivated. There are aspects of it, like designing a website. I could sit down and like the hours go by and I actually just like it. But I think I like the design aspect of it, like creating something from. But I could get that filled just like painting a canvas or something, you know?
Yeah, like
Doesn't have to be a website. The
playing
website
with
makes
Legos.
money though.
Yeah, doing anything.
I mean, there's some fulfillment in like creating something that's really functional as well and helps achieve someone's business goals, help, you know, them. Like that website I was telling you guys about that I made for like an asphalt paving company. And then they sent an email out and people went to that page and it like sold those people on it because of the way like I know how to structure a website and everything to convert. I mean, that was cool, but like,
Would you do it for free?
yeah, probably not. I would like I like designing stuff. Like I would do that in my free time. But yeah, it's mostly money motivated.
I think that the greatest profession in the world is teaching. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
I think that's what brings a lot of fulfillment to those types of people is when they can't, there's nothing for them to really buy anymore, you know? So then why not teach others how to do X, Y, Z, you know? And so I think that's why a lot of them get into teaching.
Yeah.
They don't need to, like, by any means, but just being able to mentor someone, you know? Pretty cool.
Yeah. I had a law professor out here at BYU, Hawaii. Gibson was his name. He was rad. Just old guy. And he's so quiet, like soft spoken dude. And he was really funny though in those law classes because he's had such dry humor and stuff. We were going through these cases, but I asked him, I'm like, so like, why did you want to teach law here at BYU Hawaii? He's like, well, I made a fair bit of money and I was just living out here. And then I think he went through the same thing. Like, I just want to teach. But yeah, he like he helped buy an oil company and sold it for like 300 million or something. I was just chilling. But yeah, now he's just teaching law.
Yeah.
I don't know if this like super applies, but have you guys seen the Johnny Manziel documentary on Netflix?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just one little part of it. So I don't know if you know the story of Johnny Manziel.
No.
He was like the Heisman winner when he was in college football. He won it like as a freshman.
First freshman ever.
He was an amazing quarterback. He was insane. He got drafted to the NFL his like sophomore year, and got picked in the first round. Got like an $8 million contract. Unfortunately, he had some mental health issues and some drug addiction, and all of that aside, something that I thought was really interesting is that he said, quit the NFL, He went on like a $5 million bender just for like a year. He was just blowing every dollar he could think just to try to find, I think deep down, to try to find
Just like
something
this teacher.
that would make him happy.
Fill a void.
Exactly. And then really sad because of mental health and stuff. But he got to at the end of all of that, he spent all the money you could ever want in the world. And at the end, he just like tried to kill himself. None of this is making me happy. Which is really heavy. Didn't actually do it. But I think that was a big one for me as well, is like you just think that all this money, well, you worked so hard to achieve it. And then he talked about it. Once I had it all, it was so empty. And I look back on like my college years of me just like putting everything I had into this game and like trying to get to where I wanted to be. That's when I was the most happy I ever was.
That's interesting. So it's like a two-sided coin. If you don't have enough of it, you want to kill yourself. And if you have too much of it, you want to kill yourself.
Honestly.
Extreme, but yeah. Yeah.
So
pretty
it's like,
much.
don't focus on the money. Whether you don't have enough of it or too much, it's not like you got to break out of that mold either way.
You need the minimums, you need food and shelter. But if you have those,
It just can't be the focus.
yeah. I mean, everything extra is just that. Like, it's extra. You don't need it. A lot of us, you can live off not much money out here, even in Hawaii. But why do we just strive for more? Because we want things,
Yeah. Actually, I had a feeling the other day when we were driving. And I was like, I'm like content. Like, I don't need anything else. And I'm like, I almost felt guilty for feeling that way. I'm like, but I should be pursuing something else. But like, if nothing else happened and I was just here for like 15 years, like, I'd be stoked. Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked about this, I feel like, on the podcast before, but really just feel like money isn't as much of a motivator anymore for me, or things aren't as much. I want to like build something. I want something. Like we were just talking about Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be coming out around Christmas. Whenever people, in-laws or parents ask me like, "Oh, what do you want for Christmas?" I feel like I'm too old for you to ask me that question. I'm 27. You're not allowed to say, "What do you want for Christmas?" Because I just don't care about the things as much. Anything that I really want, I've just bought myself.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted a camera. I just bought myself a camera. I really wanted a car. I just bought a car.
I used to always like, look, if you're gonna get me a Christmas gift, like just make sure it's one of these things, because I don't want anything else. But I've kind of like drifted away from that, just to be like, if you want to get me a Christmas gift and you get me something that you think I'd like that means more now to me.
Totally.
Because I've just like kind of grown out of that mindset.
Because if you just tell them, "I want this," and they get it for you, all that is them giving you money.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
Totally loses any meaning behind it.
But if you're just like, "I don't want anything," if you see something that you think I would like, get it.
Yeah.
And then, they get you a GoPro. And you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's sick. I love that."
Yeah.
But if you ask for a GoPro and then you open it on Christmas morning, "Oh, it's a GoPro. Didn't know that was coming."
I had 5 things on my list, and I got all 5 things. Thank you.
It's
Like,
such a weird.
Thanks for going out and buying that for me.
It's so
It like
not
ruins
what.
it. Yeah.
I think it's
It took
just
me
to
a long
have
time to learn that.
someone think about you and think, what would this person like? Go out of their way to like think about it and then find it and buy it and then like give it to you. Like, it's that actual thought behind it that really carries the weight, Christmas time.
Wake up.
Yeah. No, I think that's what Jess and I are going to try to do, is not give each other a list at all, and just say like, we'll put a money cap on it. You can't spend more than whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just have to go out and get me something that you think I would like.
That's something that Mac is a great gift giver, and she never, I don't think I've ever given her a list or anything.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And almost, it's actually, if she finds out what I want and that was what she was planning. She's almost like, dang it, I have to
Yeah.
get something else. Like, what? That's what I want. But
Yeah,
but she's always done great.
that's cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot more. It's way more meaningful than just, let me just give you money, basically.
Are we getting each other gifts?
Ooh, we can.
If you see something and you think of me,
I never
limit.
I never think.
$10 limit.
Yeah.
If you
That's
see
all
a
you're
house,
worth.
you think Tyson would look really good in that house.
I love that. If you're wondering what size I am, I'm a size 1 acre lot.
I'm a size beachfront property.
Yeah, a size 3 bed, 2 bath.
2,000 square foot.
Yeah, golly.
Uh,
I'm a
you soil in
You
it.
never know what you're thinking.
yeah. Never mind.
But if any of our listeners want to get us stuff, feel
Oh.
free. We'll,
yeah.
we'll open it on the podcast.
My address is.
Send all your hate mail.
Send all your hate mail.
Give them somebody else.
We should get a PO box.
Go.
That's safe.
Get listener.
I know.
Or
DM us
advice.
on Instagram.
Yeah, or call in, or not call in. Yeah, DM us your advice question.
Listener advice. That would be fun.
We would give really good advice.
We would get great advice. Especially
Give us your
relationship stuff.
unsolicited advice.
Well,
Even though we're soliciting it now.
Yeah.
I think we probably have to wrap this up because this is
Yeah. That was it. It was short and sweet.
Yeah, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
And the podcast.
and wrap up the episode.
Episode 9.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. It's a fun one. Hope you enjoyed the more serious part of the podcast.
And get ready.
Yep. Have a great week. You should be starting your week now, Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Get to that grind. You got maybe a week or two before Christmas.
And if anyone hasn't told you yet, you're amazing.
Like and subscribe.
That was gay.
All right. See you guys.
Bye. Love you all.
We're pausing here.